Hi guys, I'm Tom Latham and this is my setup. For a bowler coming over the wicket, from a stance point of view, my back foot toes are on middle and off, and then my front foot is on middle and leg with slightly open, sort of pointing towards cover. What I do is I check where my hands are in the right position on the bat first of all, and then do a couple of taps. Always ensure that my blade's pointing towards first slip and that my shoulders are aligned with the bowler. A couple of taps, and then I've also got a prelim, so my prelim's to go straight back with both feet, and then ensure I'm in a powerful position. So a couple of taps, bat towards first slip, yeah, and obviously in the setup, just making sure that I get into a strong position to be able to play off the front foot and the back foot. So for me, the prelim is my back foot going back first, and then my front foot, then ensure I'm in that power position to be able to push forward off the back foot or push back off the front foot to allow me to be able to play off both front and back foot. This is building an innings. For me, opening the batting, morning of a test match, sometimes the surfaces, especially where we play in New Zealand, can be a little bit challenging. For me, it's about ensuring that the bowlers try bowl to me and to my areas as much as I can. Low risk options, especially early on, first hour, first session, is really important. Ensuring that you play the ball, if it's a drive, that it's right in your area, it's really full. Something straight where you can score on the leg side, or something wider, like a cut shot, that may present opportunities to get a boundary. But it's important to leave well early on. Try to get the bowlers coming to you as much as you can, and then hopefully from there you might get some singles into the leg side. But the biggest thing is trying to be in a strong position, ensuring that you're still looking to score, even though the wicket might be a little bit challenging. If you're in a position to score, then that gets you down the other end, and hopefully you can capitalise on any balls that the bowlers miss, and then hopefully that gets you into your innings. So here, anything outside my left eye, I'm looking to leave, which means hopefully that will be outside off stump. So if anything outside there, I can leave, and then anything hopefully in line with my body or something hitting the stumps, I can look to play. First few balls have been wide. He might potentially come a little bit straighter now to allow me to hopefully score something on the leg side. I think early on as an opener, you sort of want to, for me, is leave as much as possible outside off stump, unless it's really full or really short and wide. Just like that, hoping for something that's pitching outside the line of the stumps, allow me to score through the leg side. Again, a really important shot for me. Again, it's a risk-reward shot, especially early on in my innings. Would try to stay away from it initially, but in white ball cricket, it's an important shot. But again, same thing, ensuring that you pick up the length as best you can, ensure that my hands are going back. I think the biggest thing here is your balance, ensuring that your head's still going towards the bowler from over the wicket. You don't want to be falling into the shot. So again, strong position, set, and then allowing your hands to go back and then your weight going back into the ball. I think for this shot it's important that you do try play it as late as you can. Sometimes when you get out in front of yourself, that's when you present opportunities behind the wicket. So again, ensuring that you play this nice and late, your hands going back, your shoulder rotating to get into the ball, allowing you to then hit it depending on where you want to hit it. You can also, when it gets a little bit wider for this shot, allowing the ball to come a little bit further and then being able to slash the ball versus playing with an upright blade. So that's also recognising the line as much as you can, but also recognising the length. So yeah, as I said, ensuring strong position, hands go back, head and weight goes into the ball, allowing the ball to come as much as you can, be in a strong position, and then let the rest take care of itself. Yeah, I think it depends on the line a little bit, and also the length. If it is really full and straight, trying to get through mid-off and cover. If it's a little bit wider and a little bit shorter, that's when I think it allows you to play more of a slash that might go on the right-hand side of cover and in between points. So again, it's a one where you've been able to recognise the length and the line as quick as you can, and then make a decision from there. This is the back foot punch. Again, important to get in your setup, allow yourself to get into a strong position, try to recognise the length as much as you can. Once you see it short, that's allowing your hands to go back, to allow your head to go forward, to allow you to then push off the front foot onto the back foot. I think with this shot, it's allowing the ball to really come and make sure you play it under your eyes as best you can. And for me, that's allowing my hands to go back, to create some space to allow the ball to come, to then hit the ball. From an alignment point of view, ensuring that your shoulders are lined up towards the ball, you're nice and side on, allowing to get on top of the ball, on top of the bounce to then hit the ball. Obviously you're playing with a straight bat with this one, so it's when the ball's a little bit tighter. But again, if you're able to be in a position where you're on top of the ball can hit down on the ground somewhere reasonably close to you, versus when you get out in front of yourself, then the ball travels a bit further in the air. So again, recognising the length, hands going back, create some space to allow you time to then hit the ball. For me, it's always, I've never been a big person to follow through, whether it's front foot, whether it's back foot. So it's that punchy nature of the shot for me, and I think the power comes from my hands going back, my wrist cocking, and then allowing a bit of a snap through the ball, which generates my power. Some other guys are a bit different where they sort of muscle the ball, but I sort of rely on my hands being in the cock position and then snapping down on the ball to get my power. This is me trying to play late. For me, again, a setup is really important, ensuring that I'm in the right position. When the ball's bowled, I'm in a strong, powerful position. My hands are back, recognising the length, and I then try to cock my wrist as best I can to allow me a little bit of space to either get forward or back. By doing this, hands going back, my head goes forward towards the ball. Then allows me a little bit of time to play the ball right under my eyes versus getting out in front of myself if I'm pushing at the ball. So recognising the length is really important, whether it's a front foot shot or a back foot shot. And then by doing that, my hands are back, my head goes forward, my head gets over my front foot, allows me to play the ball and ideally land in an area around me, which a lot of people refer to. So yeah, two big things: recognise the length, hands go back, head and weight over my front foot, allow me to play the ball into the ground. This can be either a defensive shot or an attacking shot. Whether it's a defensive shot, you're obviously looking to block the ball, versus an attacking shot, it's still the same thing. It's allowing the ball to come, create space with your hands, and allow the ball, when you hit the ball, still bouncing somewhere reasonably close to you versus a little bit further out in front. This is my leg side clip. Again, a really important shot for me when bowlers come a little bit too straight. Again, position, setup wise, ensuring that you're in a strong position. For this shot, your balance is really important. So your head position, making sure that you go towards the bowler versus falling across, especially for a left-hander. So again, I think your hands, for me, my hands allow me to get my head into the right position. So if my hands are going back, it means my head's going forward towards the ball or towards the bowler, the line of the bowler, which then allows me to get the access to, or the space to get my hands through the ball to allow me to hit the ball through sort of ideally mid-wicket. But again, I think trying to line up to mid-on as best I can initially. Trying to have a straight blade to hit an on drive, and then if it comes a little bit straighter, then you're in a position to then clip things right at the last minute. So important, hands going back, head going forward, not falling over. These are my white ball batting tips. For me, batting in the middle order in one-day cricket, generally coming in after the power play, the first 10 over power play. Generally, sometimes the field's spread with potentially 4 sweepers out. Sometimes they have cover up to put a little bit of pressure on early on, but for me in white ball cricket, it's always been about trying to hit sweepers as hard as I can, allow me to get into strong positions to hit the ball. Obviously it's a format where you need to be positive pretty much from ball one, but looking to score first and foremost, which allows me to get into a better position to hit the ball, to strike the ball, and get into my innings that way. Trying to be as busy as I can early on with strike rotation, trying to hit gaps, and then when I get an opportunity to score a boundary, or if a ball's in my area, ensuring that I'm in the right position to capitalise on that opportunity. So yeah, when I first come in, be nice and busy, try hit the ball or be positive, which again allows me to get into a better position to score when the opportunity comes. Sounds better off the bat too. Yeah, I wouldn't say my technique changes too much depending on the situation. Again, my hands going back is a really important thing, or my hands getting into the position where they're cocked and the blade's pointing upwards, which then allows me to get my power through snapping down on the ball. But again, I think your situation of the game dictates the way you need to play. Sometimes if you're in early in the power play when you're under a little bit of pressure, you might need to soak things up a little bit more. Whereas if you come in the back 10 overs and you need to be really aggressive straight away, or you need to find boundaries straight away. So your situation dictates the way you play. For me, it's about having areas that I want to score as much as I can and trying to stick to them and get in a position to hit the ball there. So early on, it's just about reacting to what's being bowled. Whereas later on in the innings, the deeper you go, it's been a little bit more proactive and trying to get in a position to hit the ball to certain areas. In white ball cricket, I find sometimes it's easy to use the crease a little bit more, whether you go across the crease or down the wicket, just changing the bowler's length a little bit, trying to be a bit more proactive to get the bowler unsettled. These are my tips for the paddle. First, for the paddle, for me, same technique, allowing a forward press. It's a little bit of a premeditated shot, but depending on the field, the biggest thing I like to do is try get the ball on the full as much as I can. This allows me to extend my hands out as far as I can to potentially get the ball on the full, but if I'm not quite there, then I'm able to adjust my hands back a little bit, versus if my hands are short here, I can't, it's hard to go further out. The other tip is for me is getting nice and low. I don't want to be in that position. I want to be nice and low, allowing my head to be over my front knee. You can either drop your knee on the ground or you can keep it up, whatever's easiest for you. But again, trying to get nice and low, allowing your head to get over your front foot and try to get the ball on the full. Again, this depends on the field. Sometimes people use this shot to get the field that they want. If there's no 45, then that obviously creates, if they need to move a fielder from a certain position to the 45 to stop you allowing you to play the shot. So sometimes it's field dependent. If there's a 45 there, it's obviously a bit more of a risk to play the shot, but also depending on how fine you want to hit the ball, whether you want to go finer or a little bit wider. But for me, again, it's trying to get everything in line with the ball to allow me to hit just let the ball hit the bat versus trying to hit the ball. This is a sweep shot. Again, similar to the paddle, for me it's about making sure that I get my head over my front foot, that I stay nice and low to the ground, and trying to get the ball on the full as much as I can. If I don't get the ball on the full, it's allowing me to get my hands out as much as I can to try and get the ball, because generally when you play the sweep shot, it's off the bowler's best ball or the right length. But again, head forward, making sure that you get your weight forward and your knee down, to stay nice and low to the ground. And for me, when playing the sweep shot, I want to make sure that my blade is nice and flat to the ground versus being on a 45-degree angle. So nice and flat, the blade open versus being turned, and sometimes when it's turned it allows the top edge to go to 45. So keeping an open blade, nice and flat, and trying to hit the ball hard, ideally in front of point, depending on where the field is. If you try hit it in front of point, generally it's going to spin round to behind point. So, and obviously you can obviously play behind square, which may be crossing over a little bit more, allowing you to get inside the ball, or if you want to play it well in front of square, maybe being a little bit more leg side of it and trying to hit the ball in front of square. So depending on the angle of the ball or where you want to hit it, trying to get into that position. Yeah, I think so. I think it's a shot that you want to look to hit for 4. For me, when I commit to the shot, I get into a better position versus trying to just hit it for 1. I think it's an aggressive shot, trying to hit gaps as hard as you can. If you get the gap, then you obviously get 4, but if you don't quite get the line right, then you're still in a position to hit it hard to the sweeper. These are my Subcontinent tips. When playing spin in the Subcontinent, I always find being able to recognise the length is the most important thing. So whether I need to play forward or whether I need to play back. Sometimes in these conditions, we always talk about the ball spinning as the one that sometimes causes the most trouble, but sometimes it's the one that just skids on, that you're expecting to spin, that causes a lot of trouble, whether it's a bowled, an LB. So for me, again, as I said, it's about recognising the length, whether I need to go forward, whether I need to go back, but making sure when I go forward, I go right forward, or if I go back, I go right back. So I'm either playing the ball really late on the back foot or nice and forward on the front foot. Try not to get caught on the crease. That's when, I guess, challenges come with the ball skidding on or turning when you're not expecting it. So if you're able to recognise the length, it gets you into position to score off the front foot or the back foot. For me, Scoring on the back foot is a little bit easier in the subcontinent when the ball's spinning. But again, on the front foot, it's making sure you get right to the pitch of the ball when you want to attack. Yeah, trying to keep your eyes level as much as you can. For me, ensuring when I'm on the back foot that I am staying a little bit lower, my knees bent, which allows me to get power on my back foot strokes, coming up in the ball, rather than when I go back being tall and then allowing my hands to create power. So if I'm able to stay low on my back foot, engages everything, then it allows me to get power through the ball versus being tall on the ball. For me, it's always been about a forward press, so my technique's slightly different. Spin versus pace. For spin, I tap and then get into forward press, which my weight's sort of going forward, which then allows me to get forward if it's a full ball, but also allows me to then push back with a lot of energy from my front foot to then create that power off the back foot.